Hey YouTube, Sandy, aka the Dragon Duelist here. I thought I'd do a deck profile on my Flames of Hell deck. So yeah, that should prove pretty good. Also, like to show off this playmat here. As you can see here, Yugi, Dark Magician, and a lot of the old cards like, Starving Venom, Ancient Gear Golem, yada yada yada. I like the card details in this mat. It's pretty cool on that one. But yeah, the deck profile I'm doing, I would say is honestly one of my most evil decks I've ever made when playing this game. But it can be a lot of fun if you know how it works, more or less. So we'll get into the deck profile, so please enjoy. Alright. Tribute lineup. We have 2 Volcanic Doomfires. There will be a reason why I run this. Not just for its effect, but also it's a 3000 beat stick. But there is a main reason I do run this, so you'll see once we get further in. Anyway, I run 1 Slifer the Sky Dragon. Mostly I run him just as a tech card. Plus he's fun when you get him out. It's pretty interesting for that. Plus his effect's good. Okay, on to the spells. We have 1 Spell Absorption. Good for getting life points for if you play spells, which definitely will come into why we do that later as we get further on. I run 2 Twin Twister. Good for getting rid of pesky back rows. 1 Pot of Avarice. Obvious reason for that. 2 Blaze Accelerators. There's a reason for that. Well, 2 reasons actually. We have 1 Seal of Orichalcos. Now, the only reason I run this is just for a tech option. Plus, it's kind of fun to beat people with this card just for the lols. It's really just a tech card, to be honest. I also run 2 Magic Planter. Good for draw cards. Plus, we do run continuous trap cards in here, so does work for that. I run 1 Hey Trunade. Good for getting rid of the annoying back row that could potentially, screw you over and whatnot. It's good for that, depending on how you play it. I also run 2 Circle of the Fire Kings. Can be a good tech card for quite a few reasons, since we do run plenty of fires, so it's useful for that. And I also run 1 Raigeki. So yeah. Okay, on to the level 4 and below lineup. We have 3 Volcanic Rockets. Good for 2 reasons. Well, 3 reasons. 1, it's a beater. 1, it searches our Blaze Accelerator. And there's another reason as we'll get further on into the profile. I also run 3 Royal Firestorm Guards. Good for recyclability. Plus it's a 17 beater. And level 4, so good mostly for recycling all our fires and whatnot. Oh, sorry, pyros. Anyway, I also run 3 Fire Hands. Good for annoying your opponent, plus getting rid of some pesky monsters. I also run 1 Soul Flare Dragon. Mostly just the wee tech cards, because you can also burn your opponent for 500 plus. If you have another fire monster in the field, you can't really go for this, so it's good for just slowly burning your opponent just for the lols. Also run 3 Ice Hands, mostly to get rid of pesky back rows, plus, this, they destroy this, get a fire hand, they destroy fire hand, get an ice hand. So, it's good to annoy your opponent, plus it's a good stall tactic. I also run 2 Summoner Monks. Also good if you got like Blaze Accelerator. You can ditch it, especially something like a Volcanic Rocket. Maybe go into something else for that matter, but it's a good card, I find, for some situations. 3 Volcanic Scattershots. Good for clearing your opponent's board and also dealing like burn damage as well, because it was like 500 per scour shot. So good for clearing the boards and stuff. I also run 2 volcanic counters, mostly just for its effect, and plus, you know, another volcanic ditch to draw. It's actually quite a funny card to use, not gonna lie. Funny as in like funny when you beat an opponent with it. It's kind of funny. I also run 3 volcanic shells, mostly so I can for the draw power and stuff. Plus, if I need to use Blaze Accelerator, use it for that. So that works too. Plus, there's another reason, as we'll get further on. Now on to traps. We have 1 Jar of Avarice, good for recyclability. We have 2 Call of the Haunteds, can be really handy. 1 Rainbow Life, just in case like they try to use a major burn or they try to attack you directly. Discard 1 card. Damage turns into gain, so yeah, useful for that. We have 2 Starlight Roads, mostly just to protect our back rows and whatnot. Can be, or face up stuff, which also works. We have 1 Solemn Wishes, mostly just a tech card. Plus, you know, the life point gain does also work. Sorry about the glare. Mostly just for the life point gain, because it's good for if we need to spend our life points for a volcanic shell and whatnot. Also run 2 Drowning Mirror Force, mostly good for just clearing the opponent's board if they try to attack you directly with all the monsters and whatnot. So it's useful for that. I also run 1 Dark Factory of More Production. It's a good card for like if you're need a bit of a draw engine, because like you can also use it for like ditching your shells and stuff to draw, or if your monsters that you've already used or you can't use them anymore, good for that. And now the other reason I run the Doomfires. We have 3 Blaze Accelerator reloads. The good thing also about this is it counts as Blaze Accelerator. No, sorry, Tri-Blaze Accelerator, which is what you need for Volcanic Doomfire. Plus, it's a good draw card, and there's other reasons for it as well. Whatnot if you're used to volcanics. I also run 1 Torrential Tribute. Good for getting rid of pesky stuff. Alright, now on to the extra deck. I run 1 Gaga Cowboy, mostly good for if your opponent has like 800 life points, burn for 800, so or less than that. Kind of fun for that. Plus you got the other effect he has if you attack with it. I also run 1 Daigusto Emerald, good for recyclability, and also you get a free draw, so that's good too. Also run 1 Castell, has come in handy a few times with its effect for detaching 2 materials, so it has been useful for that. I run 1 Heartland Draco, because it actually works well, plus, you know, not many usually expect it, plus it's a fun card. I also run 1 number 106, mostly just for negation and stuff, and to be fair, it's also a beat stick as well, so it works. I also won number 101, Silent on Arc. It does come in handy for getting rid of some of those pesky big threats and whatnot. I also run 1 Black Ship of Corn. It actually does come in handy for monsters if they're lower than his attack or exactly his attack. Burn them for 1,000. Can be useful for that. We also run 1 Babushka. Good for a stall tactic if you need to like you know, stall for a bit just to get more on your field. So yeah, that's a thing. But anyway, I also run 2 Tornado Dragons. Good for kind of getting rid of the pesky back rolls or stuff that could be hindering you and whatnot. I also run one of the Infernal Flame Vixen. Good mostly as a beat stick, plus if they destroy it, it has an effect for that as well, so it's kind of useful for that. Also, I run one number 103, Ragna Zero. Does come in handy if you go up against monsters that increase their attack. Anyway, I also run one Time Thief Redoer. It's a good card for annoying the hell out of your opponent, plus, you know, also helps if you're up against the particular Time Thieves, so it has come in handy. I also run one Dark Belly Nyx Sea Dragon. Good for getting rid of some of the annoying ones you have to destroy by battle and whatnot, so can be useful for that. And I also run one Evil Swarm Ouroboros. Has come in handy a few times, plus its effect's actually pretty good, so why not? There have been times I have summoned it, so it's just mostly for tech, but it's a good beat stick and its effect's pretty good. So yeah, that is the deck profile. Like I said, one of the most evilest decks I've ever built, and it can be fun if you play it right. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, so I better go. So later guys, this is Sandy, aka the Dragon Duelist, signing off. Laters!